in my difficult time. But it was just like, wow, God, you're moving on people that I wouldn't expect to give to me during this time. Another time when I opened the mailbox, there was a card in the mail from somebody they had sent it days earlier when I was going through a very difficult day. The day they sent it, my life was actually in danger. And they wrote it to tell me that they had prayed for me a very special prayer of protection on that day. And I thought to myself, you know, God, you had to move on them days earlier to send that to me so that I would get it just when I needed it. You know, when life is good, that may not mean too much, but when life is horrible, it's amazingly huge. And so when we look at the story of Ruth and Naomi, a load of grain, a cooked meal, and a pair of gloves on a cold day sends a signal, faint though it may be, that God is there and he hasn't forgotten. And God's grace certainly provided Ruth with a key to unlock the heavy door that imprisoned Naomi, or Mara, in her pain. She changed her name. She said, don't call me Naomi, which means pleasant, but call me Mara, which means bitter. For my life is in bitterness. And all she could think of, think about when she walked into Bethlehem and walked into the house that she used to live in, how many memories must have flooded her mind about the last time that she was there, and that her husband and her boys, who were probably smaller at the time, were with her. But she walks in there and it feels like God is gone and her family's gone, and all she has to look at is a bleak future. But John Stott observes grace is love that cares and stoops and rescues. And we're going to continue to look at that grace-shaped key tonight. Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, blessed be he of the Lord who has not forsaken his kindness, or hesed, that word in the Hebrew is hesed, to the living and the dead. Now, when we think about Naomi's experience, we talked about how she was like a female Job. It would be a lot like watching a heart monitor that has gone flat. And all of a sudden, there's a flicker of a pulse when Ruth walks through the door with 29 pounds of grain and dinner to go. It's like, whew, that pulse starts to flicker a little bit,